Alright, Harmony Science Academy Algebra 2. Very important for this lesson is to understand the basic square root function or the square root function graph, and it's this guy. Okay, not much to look at. Almost like a little line, but remember there's that curve, right? So for this lesson of transformations, the question is, right, how do you get it to go up, down, right, left? Okay. How do you get it to flip left, right? How do you get it to flip up, down? Okay, so all that stuff we can do with these graphs. So the question is how? And everything that I just described, you guys actually are pretty aware of. Let's go ahead and prove it. Okay, but this is very important that is in your notes, because Algebra 2 requires you to know what a basic function looks like for all the different types of functions we look at, okay? So when you think square root, this is what you think of the parent function, okay? Now, while we're here on the topic, don't forget that the absolute value parent, right? Absolute value function look like that, like a v, okay? So that should come to your mind when you think absolute value is the parent, the v, and now the square root, okay? All right, that's very important. Now, we saw this before with absolute value, okay? There was a lot of information. So you don't know what kind of question they're going to ask you. They might ask you about a horizontal compression, a vertical compression, some kind of shift. So because we don't know, we have to be ready for everything, right? They might ask about a reflection on the x-axis or the y-axis, but we're not dealing with absolute value. We're dealing with square root. But if you notice, look, if I go back, the only thing that changes is the symbol for that function. Okay. Other than that, everybody stayed the same. So everything you should have learned before still applies. And if you didn't learn it before, now you've got to put in some effort. Okay. So um, again, what this means, right? You've got the plus or minus, so you look at the sign up here in the front of A, right? If it stays positive, leave it alone. If it's negative, there's a reflection. Okay. Same thing with these symbols. Positive would be a no. If it's a negative, yes, there's a reflection. Okay. The C and the D, very easy for you guys. Just make sure that you understand that standard form has a minus for C and a plus for D. If it doesn't, you put it in there. Okay. The most difficult thing that I've seen is this absolute value of A. This means ignore the sign. Okay. Just look at the distance or the absolute value. Okay. So even if this was negative 2, you ignore the negative for this part. You just look at the 2. 2 is bigger than 1. Yes. 2 is less than 1. No. Okay. Same thing here. So that's what we'll be looking at in class. So here we have identify the transformation. Okay, we have 2 problems. We're going to do one. And the one I'm going to do is this one, because this is maybe the most difficult one. Okay. If you can do that one, you can do any of these. So you have to look at standard form, okay? Which means everything should be in this order. The A, the B, the C, the D, and the C and the D must have a minus and a plus in that order, okay? So I have this. This is what you're encouraged to do, is copy. Once you have to do one, copy all this. It's just good practice, okay? It'll stay in your head anyways. Once you copy it, then we can apply the yeses and nos, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do this one again, just because it's got a lot going on here. Now, the D is up here in the front, so I'm going to put it in the back. The C in here has a plus, should be a minus. and the D should have a plus. So check this out. Okay, I'm going to put Y, okay, equals, I'm going to ignore that for now because that goes in the back. So I've got the 2. Okay, it's actually a plus, right? A positive 2. Square root x, right? So up here in the front, I should have a sign and a number. So it's a positive 1. Okay, x. All right, so that's my sign, a, the square root, then the sign, that's b, x. Now I need minus, okay, but they have a plus, so I'm going to put minus negative 2, okay, and after that on the outside I should have a plus d, okay, but I have a minus 4, so I'm going to put a plus negative 4, all right, so in this case, let's go ahead and just make it obvious that we have a, b, c, and d, okay. No sense in making a silly mistake when this stuff is pretty easy, okay? So now we're prepared to move forward. So let's talk about a reflection on the on the x-axis. It's positive, so that's a no. Okay. Then we come to vertical compression. I've got to go to the a, but all I care about is absolute value a, which is a 2. Because 2 is not smaller than 1, I'm going to put a no right here. Okay. Now for vertical stretch, it's going to be a yes, obviously, right? 2 is bigger than 1, so I'm going to put a yes. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do when it is a yes, to tell me specifically why. Okay? So in this case, it's because of the 2. Alright? No, no. The yeses, tell me why. Okay? Alright, so let's move on to a reflection on the y-axis. You need to look at the sign here. It's a positive, so it's a no. Alright? Then next up is the b, okay, which is 1. And in this case, is b less than 1? No. Is b bigger than 1? No. Okay? So that means no horizontal stretch or compression. Okay? Alright, good. Now let's move on to C. C is negative 2. Okay? So there is a horizontal shift. Okay? This one's going to be a yes because of the negative 2. So if I see this on your paper, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're going to be perfect, okay? Then I come to D. Is there a vertical shift? Yes, because of the negative 4. Okay? So this is going to definitely tell me that you've done everything, you understand everything perfectly. So make sure you, with the yeses, you tell me why it's a yes. Okay? And that's it, guys. All the other ones will be like this or easier. Okay? Catch you in class.